guys, Curvy Girl Lee here, and welcome to Curbside Trends and day 3 of my solo Myrtle Beach trip. So I started my day off at a restaurant called Drifts. I started with the Mermaid Mimosa. It was decent. I mean, it wasn't my favorite, but it wasn't terrible. Definitely something that you should try. After the Mermaid Mimosa, I really wasn't sure which direction I wanted to go. So I told the bartender to surprise me with something really tasty and gram-worthy, and she came back with the physical colada. Absolutely amazing. It tasted very good. Also, I remember in a previous video, I can't remember, like maybe day 1 or 2, I said that one of these meals were my favorite meals. I lied. I had completely forgot about this at the time of editing, but once I started back going through, I remember this meal. That char-grilled octopus was amazing, and their version of shrimp and grits was equally amazing. I mean, this restaurant is definitely a must-try in Myrtle Beach. Absolutely phenomenal. After breakfast, I headed on over to Broadway at the beach. So this is like a shopping center with lots of different attractions, different shopping venues. It's just a big boardwalk, basically. I started out at Wonderworks. However, the cashier, she was a fellow BBW, and she was just like, listen, sis, I'm gonna be real with you. A lot of these attractions I can't get on. And I was smaller than her, and she was like, I just don't want you to waste your money thinking that thinking that this is one thing that it's not. So I went in, but I ended up not going through there because, yeah, no. So I moved right along. I saw on Google how you can feed the fish. So they do that, have these vending machines where you buy little fish food, you pour it in, and oh my God, they really just kind of bombard that area, and these fish are huge. I can just imagine that they must have been in this water for years for them to be so big. So I mean, that was a fun sight to see. Definitely something that I would do, especially if you have children. I think I may have paid $7 for this cup of food, and it's actually a pretty smart business thing. You don't have to feed the fish because the people will do it. But anyway, off topic, I do believe that this is something that both kids and adults will enjoy alike. This was a pretty large shopping plaza with different rides, different venues, just so much. There was no way that I was going to be able to go through this entire thing. So I chose a couple places that I really wanted to go to. And the first stop was Build-A-Bear. If you haven't noticed, I am a big kid at heart. So I definitely had to slide through Build-A-Bear to build me a bear in honor of my late grandfather. I hadn't been in Build-A-Bear in such a long time, so I really didn't remember the process. And honestly, I don't even know if they were doing this at the time when I went in, but there was an entire process where I had to assist in stuffing my bear. I thought that was so cute, and it was a whole lot of fun. And the young lady that assisted me, she went through the entire process as if I was just any other kid customer, and it really felt very personal, especially considering why I was doing this, in honor of my grandfather. So that was definitely a plus. I really enjoyed this experience.
You pick out one of our hearts here. Alright, so I'm going to have you make a wish.
Okay.
Give you a nice big kiss. And rub it on her head to make sure it's super smart just like you. And we're going to put it right inside our bear for us, okay?
Okay.
Do you have any names picked out for the bear?
I don't yet.
You don't?
No.
Well, I know you have an outfit for her.
Yes. Ultimately, I decided to name my baby Tyler Marie after my late grandfather. I always said that if I had a little girl, I would name her after my grandfather by using the name Tyler Marie. So I decided, because I don't have kids and I don't plan on having any kids soon, so this was the closest that I was going to get to a baby, and also honoring my grandfather. So they will print out a birth certificate that is really cute. Also, at this particular location on this particular day, you were able to buy gift cards at 50% off. So like a $10 gift card would only cost you $5. I moved on to the candy store called It's Sugar. This place has like giant candy, so definitely a must-see for me. I just wanted to really see it, and I was considering maybe buying some things, but they're huge. It would take me either forever to eat this candy, or I would have to really focus and work hard on sharing with others, because the candy in this store is absolutely huge. And then the smaller pieces of candy that, the personalized candy, it just didn't really interest me much. So a sight to see. However, I didn't find anything that I really just wanted to have in this store. My next stop was Pick a Pearl. I actually really enjoyed this experience, mainly because I find sentiment in a lot of things, honestly, but definitely things like this. You go in and the oysters are sitting in water. You choose your specific oyster and you won't know what you're getting until they actually pop it open. Mine ended up being this beautiful blue color which symbolizes courage. I thought that that was absolutely amazing. So once you get it open, she will put it in like a little cup and you will take it to the setting table. And what they will do there, it just depends on what you want, whether you want earrings, a ring, a necklace, they will just set it for you the way that you need it to be set. Now, my particular piece of jewelry that I chose actually did not require a whole lot of work. It was more so of just popping it into the cage and then putting the necklace on it. So mine didn't require a whole lot of work, but they do have the tools to make rings, necklaces, earrings, just a variety of different things. So I am trying to make it a habit to always get a coin from the different states or places that I travel. I was actually sitting on the bench sad because I didn't think that I had change. Some places take debit cards, other places actually require you to have 50 cents and a penny. This one required the 50 cents and a penny, so I was like really sad because I thought I didn't have it, but then I remembered that I did have a little change. So I decided on my coin and here it is. Something that I'm very likely to always do when I travel is a good wine tasting or whiskey tasting, depending on where we are and what they specialize in, but I'm for certain I'm going to do an alcoholic tasting of some sort. So I went into the Carolina Winery. The staff there was really good and I did end up getting a wine, but I honestly forgot which one I decided on. I also paid for the tasting that allowed me to keep my souvenir cup. Again, the staff there was amazing. I was really concerned about how I was going to get my wine home back on the flight because my suitcase was so full, but she bubble wrapped it very graciously and I had no issues. At this point, it is time for lunch, so I opted to try the Margaritaville on site. I'm gonna be real with you, I didn't like it. Now, I have gone to other Margaritavilles. I went to the one in Jamaica and I absolutely loved it. So I don't believe that this is indicative of all Margaritavilles, but this particular one, and perhaps it's just the dishes that I chose that I just didn't like, you know? So I had the sampler platter. The chicken was decent. It was kind of dry. The spinach dip, it had this weird clumpy texture to it that I just did not like. Now the egg rolls, they were decent, but for me to have had 3 options and only like the one thing and that thing didn't blow me away, it was just not my favorite, you know, not my favorite meal of this trip. Now the aesthetics at Margaritaville was absolutely the cutest. They did have a gift shop on site, and then also they had this tornado. I don't think they call it a tornado, but I really forgot what they said it was. But they have this tornado that spins around and then it will drop down a tequila bottle and it will fill the blender up with tequila. So that was really cute to see that. And then also you have these tables shaped like actual boats. I thought that that was really cute as well. You can always count on good aesthetics at Margaritaville, but the meal and the drinks for me just they didn't hit the way they were supposed to hit. Now at this point in the trip, I'm exhausted, so I opted to do nothing else but to get really cute and go to dinner. I love this outfit. I decided on an Asian fusion restaurant called Soho. They did have a very extensive menu from different appetizers to sushi, entrees, drinks, really extensive menu. Now their drinks were decent. The appetizer that I chose, well, one of the appetizers that I chose was the calamari. It was decent as well. I did enjoy my sushi. However, my entree just did not hit for me. It wasn't seasoned the way I would like. I had to kind of doctor it up a little bit. So I won't use this as a complete example of what they may have to offer, but me specifically for this specific, the lamb chops and stuff, they just weren't the best. Anyway, I hope you all enjoyed day 3 of my solo trip. I do have more travel vlogs coming. My little brother and I decided to go to Chattanooga and Gatlinburg, so be on the lookout for that. As always, I thank you so much for watching. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Always be kindness, love, and light. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.